Most of the damage on this clock is because it's veneered onto a pine carcass and the pine has shrunk a lot. So here is a big step in it because that piece has not shrunk as much as that. This bit's hanging off. That's what's happened there, and it's got caught and broken off, so that's gone missing. So I need to splice a piece in there. There's nothing. I've cleaned up under here, and you can feel there's a really big step between those two pieces of wood. And I'm just wondering if I can get that piece off without heating it up, because that'll change the colour. I could pack this bit up a little bit so it's level with that and make that easy to glue down, because when you glue that down it's still not going to be stuck there. So if I can get that off, that would make things a little bit easier. I could sort this out then. Got a feeling that's going to crack. If I try and force that off, it's stuck down really well, that piece. It's not going to come off like these bits have, which is a shame. I'll try and soak a little bit of water underneath. Now, I've managed to lift it off, mainly using this thing because it's nice and thin. Just keep working underneath, and the step at the top is just under 2mm. That's 2mm spacer. So I've cut a bit of mahogany, taping it because there's virtually nothing this end. So I'll keep trimming that down. I'll take that down to 2mm. To nothing this end. Just try it, and then start snipping bits off that bit and shoving it up until it's flush all the way along. And I'll glue that in and glue the veneer down onto that, and hopefully that'll look a lot better. I've rolled up some bits of masking tape so that sits on there and sticks down. So I can plane that surface. Trim a little bit more off. I'll trim that corner off. Because that bit is actually stuck down there. It's okay. As I was lifting this up, it broke off, so at least now I can clean the glue off it. I'll glue this down with a little bit of PVA and do that afterwards. So I've got this piece stuck down, so everything's nice and level now. So that's going to go back there. It'll not be invisible, you'll still see that, but like I say, it won't be there won't be a step in it anymore. I'll use animal glue. I'm going to have to be quick because I won't be able to put the iron on here because I don't want to damage the finish that's on it. Bit of greaseproof paper and some felt to spread the load a bit, and then clamp that down, and hopefully it'll look alright. Now, this is just pearl glue that I've pre-soaked because I couldn't be bothered getting the glue pot out and melting a load just for this. This is just on quite low. Try and keep it off the polished finish. And the own light here as well, which doesn't help. don't think I need this, but I'll just put a little bit more pressure on. That's all stuck down now. It's not brilliant, there's a bit of a step there, but it's a lot better than it was. This is a tricky bit to do because that's rosewood, and because it's bleached out a bit, it's going to be difficult to match. I could use a bit of walnut, just colour it in to get that to match. These are all my rosewood veneers. They are thin, but I can always build them up with bits of mahogany underneath. It's just finding one that matches. This is the closest, but I'm not sure, it might still be a little bit dark. So I think it's still got a bit too much red in it. The grain matches up quite well. It's just the colour that's the problem. I've stood the clock up because it's easy to colour match when you've got things standing up. That's the rosewood, which just looks too red. Matches this bit better, but it needs to match that. The walnut isn't bad. I think that end matches the grain better. So I'll cut a piece off that, splice that in, and see what the colour's like. I've cut a little bit too much off this and it's loose, so I've cut another one. Which fits quite well. And I've done a bit of a colour match. I just put a bit of Van Dyke brown on there and it's not far off. So I'll glue this in, trim this end off, get it flush with everything else and stain it up and see if I can get it to match. So that one doesn't fit because I took too much off. This one does fit, but the grain doesn't follow that very well, whereas this one, it does. So I thought, should I use this? And I thought, well, actually, I might as well just cut another one from the same piece of walnut. So that fits, and the grain follows as well. You need to get as many things in your favour as possible when you're doing this sort of thing, because it's going to be hard enough to disguise this as it is. So I'll glue that in with a bit of animal glue and clean it up, flush it off, see how it looks. I've managed to flush this off so it's level with the surround without damaging any of the polish. But another thing to be aware of is the way it planes. If you look at it on edge, you can see the way the fibres run. So if that's a cross section, the face of it, which is that side, planes that way. Now the problem is when you're colour matching, if you look at it from this direction, it'll be a lot lighter than if you look at it there. Because it's horizontal, you're going to be moving around and you'll see it from different directions. If it's vertical, it's not as big a problem, but it will be an issue. So what you need to do is try and find a piece of wood where the grain's running very parallel to the face side, and that'll avoid that and it'll give you a fighting chance of getting the colour right.